You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Record.
Okay.
Recording.
All right. Live from the internet, it's Popsicles
Which number?
78.
78.
It's a 78 rally. That was my friend's band name.
I listened to the Dan Harmon on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast.
Oh man, I gotta check that
It
out.
came out a week or two ago, and he was talking about having sex with his rubber doll. And
Wait, so he actually did get a rubber doll? Like that's real?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
and
he talked about
I
that a
just
lot
watched
on Harmontown.
Harmontown, and he talked about it, and I'm like, there's no way that's real, but
Oh no,
well,
that's 100% true.
I loved
Gil-
Harmontown, like, so much. Like, you guys don't even know.
Gilbert Gottfried asked him if it had real teeth, and he's like, it has real rubber teeth. And he's like, soft rubber teeth, and I'm like, that sounds like a band name, Soft
Was
Rubber
it, like,
Teeth.
one of those, like, crazy, like, $10,000 ones?
He said it
Yeah.
costs about $6,000.
Holy shit.
He said it costs as much as a Segway. Like, do you have enough to throw on a Segway?
Wow.
Yeah, remember the first Harmontown he talked about it. It was like 10 episodes into the podcast. He said he got $300,000 from selling some script, and one of the first things he bought was the real doll.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, speaking of romance, let's not start the way we usually do with Brenda's interpretation of a top 5 hit. Now the thing is,
So we're not going to start with that?
no, we're gonna start with it right now.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
said
like,
let's
let's
not
not
start.
get too far. Let's not get too far
Oh,
into the show without
okay.
starting like
Oh, I
that.
see.
Now, something that happens is that I usually come up with a great song the day after we do it, and I have to wait 2 whole weeks before I get to hear Brendo sing it.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure they're top hits, so I have one on reserve, and this time we're going to do one that's on the charts, on the top 5. If Brendo would do us the honors of singing it for us.
Okay. Fading in, fading out, on the edge of paradise. I don't know what I'm doing. Every inch of your skin is a holy grail. I've got to find, only you can set my heart on fire, yeah. I'll let you set the peace.
Hey,
I'll let you set the, pace. Because I'm not thinking straight. My head's spinning around. I can't see clear no more. What are you waiting for? Love me like you do. Love me like you do. Like you do. Love me like you do. Love me like you do. Touch me like you do. Touch me like you do. What are you waiting for?
Benson,
Uh,
go ahead
as,
and
as always, I have no clue.
okay.
I listen to
No,
the radio all the time. I don't know what that is.
no inclination to ever just pop on the old top 40 station for like a few minutes, Benson, a week.
No, I listen to podcasts.
Why would you
pretty
do that if you
exclusively.
had an option to do something else?
Well, like so he could play this game properly and start guessing. Any clue? What would you guess? Give me a guess.
I don't know.
Big
It was
hit
Ed.
soundtrack. Big hit
It was Ed
soundtrack.
Sheeran last week. Let's double down on that.
But this is Ed Sheeran.
That's what we did last time, right? It's the only
Right.
reason I'm guessing that. I have no clue.
This is from the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. It's Ellie Goulding with Love Me Like You Do. It's a big hit. That's a big soundtrack, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good. I kind of like that movie. I watched it and I was enthralled. Not enthralled, but I was sucked in.
Do you think you're like a sub guy now?
It wasn't about that. That's like saying if you like the story to Star Wars now you're like a space nerd. I like the story. It's
What's
the story
the
of
story?
the story of two people falling in love and one's interest in life was too much for the other, and even though they love each other, they couldn't deal with it. That's sad.
That's beautiful.
But isn't that sad?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm with you on Derek. That I can see that getting to me.
And they pretty much
That
took
guy
out,
just sounds like a massive asshole.
but they took out a lot of badness from the book, and that's why the author doesn't like the movie because they took out all of her bullshit, and how
Yeah.
she wants to write the script for the sequel, which is batshit insane, by the way. This one's like a normal
Well, I listened
story
to like a few episodes of like when Lynch and those guys talk about it.
for a few shades more.
Yeah, and yeah,
Available on
the book is fucked
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah. That's how I know how bad the book is.
That's how I've never read the book, but I've listened to those podcasts.
But so the story is basically a billionaire seducing this virgin girl, and he's into kinky things.
And
It's her,
originally, this was like Twilight fan fiction, and she
right.
turned it into
But the
this.
story is pretty basic in that it's a
Is
girl
Christian
learning.
Grey like supposed to be Edward or something?
Yeah,
Stupid. So
right.
stupid.
Anyway,
I
but
met this woman. She seemed normal.
you met her where?
At Comic-Con, I was with Jack Morrissey, and she was at the front of the Twilight line, and he introduced me, and then later he introduced me to her just like, this is so and so, and then afterwards he's like, that was E.L. James. I'm like, oh.
Did you know who that was?
Yeah, at the time.
From when? From what?
'Cause Kim was talking about those books all the time.
So the first story is pretty straightforward, but the second book apparently has a bank robbery and kidnappings, and
Like she becomes a bank robber?
somebody starts robbing banks. I don't know. I kind of want to wait to see the
Christian
sequel to
Grey,
unfold.
international man of mystery.
I don't know why a billionaire would have to start robbing banks, but
I'm excited for Fast 7.
But I asked myself, why does the Ocean Crew have to start robbing other people for Ocean's 12 if they amassed a $160 million fortune?
Because that guy was going to kill him.
But I didn't know that before I saw the movie, Brendo, and I asked myself, why would they need to pull off another heist? And
It was
then
in the trailer.
when they announced Ocean's 12, I was like, why would they need to do another heist? And
See, knowing my heist movie history, I knew it was probably because they were being blackmailed. That's how it always goes.
well, where were you 10 years ago? And I was asking myself these things. You were in China,
Yeah.
lamenting the president. And I loved Ocean's 12 so much that when they announced Ocean's 13, I didn't even care if they needed to get.
I hated that movie. I hated Ocean's 12.
I love
that
Ocean's
scene
12.
where with Julia Roberts and Bruce Willis
what?
is like the stupidest thing I've ever
Why is that stupid though?
It was so dumb. It was so stupid. It I don't know. It just made my brain hurt.
That's no way to talk about Andrew Lindy's Avatar.
Oh, I'm Andrew Lindy. I got Captain America's shield. I'm such a badass.
You're just joking.
I'm just kidding.
He was talking about Ocean's 12, which I don't agree.
Lindy
with.
likes Ocean's 12. I think Andrew's on your side, Derek.
Ocean's 12 was just them being like, "Hey, we can get paid to like have a party for a month."
But it was a party for the audience.
I mean, it was what it was, but I just that scene with Julia Roberts and Bruce Willis is like the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I hate it so much.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm with Brendo for the record on this.
No,
But I like 11 and 13. I love 11
Same
and
here.
13.
12 is my favorite one.
12 is so stupid.
12 is my favorite
Maybe
one.
it was the Zeta Jones factor also.
She was good
not
too.
like her.
You don't like her at all?
Not really. I mean, I like her when I don't know. I guess I like her in High Fidelity and Intolerable Cruelty, but that's because she's supposed to be annoying. I don't know.
Not even The Mask of Zorro?
I don't like those movies at all. I don't know why everybody likes those movies.
Zorro?
I don't like either of the Zorro movies.
For a second there, I thought you were going to get angry. Start yelling.
No, I know people like those. I just don't understand.
I just watched the first one recently, and I liked it a lot. Even though it's the exact plot of The Lone Ranger, it was the same writers, and nobody noticed but like me and a few other nerds. Andrew Lindy, give us your one-sentence review of Chappie. We'll wait on that. Let's see. Let's go right into the email. Because fighting was addressed. So Mark Ariano
Yes.
wrote us, and he said, "Hey guys, Mark here. Are you thinking about that sentence, Andrew?" Okay. Anyway, might as well come out and say it. What the fuck happened? The last few string of episodes have been fight after fight. At first, I felt like friendly bashing at one another, and they've been slowly building up. Episode 76, after Benson's meltdown, there's an asterisk here, and the asterisk says Benson's meltdown was beat by Brendo's abrupt leave from last episode. Sorry, Benson. Was a really great episode that had no fighting or bickering and showed why I love popsicles. I guess what I want to say is I don't want to see the show take a nosedive off a cliff like other shows over dumb fights. You guys are better than that crap. Let's get a therapist for an episode and have it be the popsicles, some kind of monster special. Is that what some kind of monster was?
Pretty much. They go to therapy and talk about their feelings and how they're so filthy rich that they should all just love each other.
Yeah.
Or maybe if things don't change, we'll be looking at a self-destruction of Popsicles DVD sometime in the future. Is that another reference to something?
That's a reference to the self-destruction of Ultimate Warrior DVD from WWE.
Saying all this with love, Mark from Palm Springs.
Who's going to be the therapist? Should we maybe in WonderCon we can have Andrew Lindy join us? And
my response is, I'm fine. I'm not yelling at anybody. It's you two yahoos.
I'm fine too. I'm fine. You're the one causing the
I didn't cause you to get off last time.
There was
you were stirring that pot, Derek, and you realized that when it was too late, what you had started.
No, I started backing out, and Benson.
You lit the fuse, man.
But Derek, let's not forget the night at the museum meltdown from the live for the at my garage episode.
Okay, true. Well, neither of you were
getting a meltdown. That was me being just angry in general. That was general anger.
Well, I'm not the one getting upset, so I don't see any problem. And you guys are fine.
I think we're good now. I think this is like we built to this head. We screamed at each other, and now we're stronger for it.
And I've been giving Benson.
Meantime,
Andrew left without giving me his review of Chappie.
Probably
I've been
problems.
I've been giving Benson a pass lately, even though he says he's been tweeting about eating shit out of the garbage and not wanting to refrigerate foods or whatever the hell he's saying.
Benson's gonna get like dysentery pretty soon if he's got these trash eating and.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
I never said I would eat food out of the garbage. I want to make that clear.
You said you would eat.
Okay, you would eat food that other people.
If you're a waiter. That's eating garbage.
Yeah, that's basically garbage.
Not garbage. It's not in a garbage can.
What if like some old dude's just slobbering all over that thing, and now you've got the slob?
I would pay attention to which foods an old dude was slobbering over.
So I would be like a real worst waiter because you're too busy looking around at what good food there is.
I never said I'd be a good waiter. I said I could survive off the food.
Benson, the homeless, horrible waiter.
I won't be. You have dubbed me king of the hobos in the past. I would say this is me living into that title.
Yeah, I gave you
the king of the hobos activity is you live by the pizza place, and you live in the pizza boxes,
and you live off the crust,
and then you eat the crust and then the cheese that's stuck on the pizza.
That's eating out of the garbage.
But that's the ultimate.
Eating out of the garbage.
Your house and your food are all in one place.
That's like the ultimate diss.
I've got this figured out, you guys.
Okay, Lindy, before you left, he's back now. I asked for, and I don't know why this has become such a difficult request. I asked for your one-sentence review of Chappie, so if you could just type that and I'll say it. And then, so, Benson, why do you feel the need to not refrigerate food?
Not all foods. I just think there's a lot of foods that people think you need to put in the refrigerator that you don't. Ketchup is my big example of this.
Really, I just like cold ketchup. I don't want warm ketchup.
It's fine.
Most sauces I find. I'll have a habit of if I forget to put leftovers in the fridge, I'll still eat them the next day. Only the next day.
That can kill you.
Too far, but the next day is still good.
You're the pilot of House, where you get trichinosis. I wouldn't eat pulled pork for the longest time. Brendo could attest to that because when the pulled pork truck came up to Smodcastle, I was like, "Oh God!" I just watched the house pilot. I don't know what to do.
I had pulled pork from that truck that when it was at the Smart Castle. It was very enjoyable.
Well,
just
the
ate
thing
some
about that
pulled
Benson's
pork.
gonna have to learn is that he's gonna have to have that one bad day where he does
That's all
something
it takes,
stupid,
because
and you got knocked down for a while, and that's how people like Benson learn.
And I'm not going to refuse to live in fear of that day. Is what I'm saying.
All right, he's gonna ride the line.
Yeah.
I mean, I should be given an award for giving Benson all these. I'm gonna give it just another month or two, and then I'm gonna go back to my ways. All right. So a lot's happened in the past couple weeks. Lots happened today, even.
yeah, stuff's
Uh,
happening. Community came back.
let's talk about that. Community came back last
Yeah.
week with 2 episodes. Oh,
Amazing.
stop everything. Andrew Lindy has said something about Chappie is a sci-fi film that goes all out for the ending. I don't know. I can't capture it in one sentence. What a waste of half a sentence. You have to be able to encapsulate your review in one sentence, Andrew Lindy. Something to work on. Anyway, so last episode started season 6, or the last 2 episodes started season 6.
Yeah.
I'm currently, because I didn't get my season 5 box set in time, I'm currently rewatching season 5 now, which is a masterpiece, flawless season, other
Yes.
than the opener. I didn't care for much for the repiloting.
I love Repilot. I think it's great.
But I didn't realize that Pageant Brewster was introduced in the bulletin board episode.
Yes.
Well, it's a different character though. So I mean,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a different character,
Oh.
and they even acknowledged it
I don't like that.
in
I
the
do not
show,
like it. Why can't they make her the same character?
because their other character was a teacher.
Or the
Well,
character
she
was
ran
an
the
IT.
IT at the school.
Uh-huh. And, oh, I didn't know that.
That's happened plenty of times.
Well, and another thing I didn't notice about
Keith
season
David
5
has
is
been on
that,
Too, it is in voice only.
right, he was the voice of the Pillow Fort documentary.
No, there was a joke where I think it was either Chang or Abed that said, "Hey, Mrs. like said her name from her other name."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are super fans.
Yeah, someone said, "Hey, Professor Slater." I think it was Chang.
Not Slater. Slater wasn't Patrick Brewster.
Let's not get into
What was
semantics.
Professor
here.
Slater?
Let's
Professor Slater was Jeff's girlfriend in season 1.
Oh yeah.
so
What am I thinking of? Then maybe not. I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought
I
that was
didn't
what that was.
realize that they hinted at
You guys are the experts.
I don't remember that line, to be honest.
I didn't realize that they had hinted at Hickey's duck cartoon early on. I
Yeah.
thought it was just introduced in one episode where he tries to keep Abed from seeing the Kick Puncher remake. And that episode came out around the same time as the RoboCop remake, and I was just very grateful for that time. And that bulletin board episode, is that a direct lift from a Recess episode, or did anybody else do that before that?
I didn't watch Recess.
Benson didn't watch Recess when he was a kid?
No, I watched it. I'm too young. I can't really remember.
There was an episode where they try to get something done, and then they have to ask for a bunch of favors.
I feel like I've seen other shows do that, but I can't remember any specific examples.
It did lead to an Fillion just crying because he couldn't access porn,
Yeah.
and Pageant Brewster looking up bikes because she parks in Annex 2 or Annex B or whatever. Anyway, so the season 6 started, and I couldn't really remember what the first episode was about, but the second episode was the Dean bought a virtual reality machine, and they go and meet Keith David, who invented it, and try to get him to give the school their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even that I can't hardly remember because of the amazing Portuguese Gremlins trailer.
That was like the best thing ever.
Well, first of all, they mention it because they were trying to get Britta.
They were trying to distract her so she wouldn't realize that her parents bought the couch.
Right, and so they wanted her to watch Portuguese Gremlins, and just them describing it, like some are red and some are blue, and then they full on do that trailer, and then a red one popped out of the hay because they are attracted to love,
Yeah.
and they get and what was it? Heat makes them. What heat makes them? Anybody?
Uh, does heat make them evil?
Heat makes them evil. Salt makes them multiply.
Yeah. And then rainbows make them even more evil than
Something
before.
makes them good. Oh, holy water makes them good, and rainbows makes
Yeah.
them even worse than they were before. And they hate Christmas and are attracted to love.
And it's an allegory for World War II.
The Andrew's wife said that the Portuguese is very good. Somebody uncovered on Reddit that a few months ago somebody asked what the translation for knee-high mischief would be in Portuguese,
Yeah.
and they've discovered that it was a community writer.
Yeah, they used a specific sentence. It's like, how would knee-high mischief work in this sentence? And it was a sentence that was in the episode.
Uh-huh. The best part of it, though, was the Gremlins theme was parodied in a
Yeah.
weird accordion. Oh my! It was the attention to detail was staggering. They even had a shot of the knee-high mischiefs running down a hallway, like in Gremlins. It was the movie
Yeah.
theater. It looks it looked spot on. It looked like the exact same.
It was the exact same shot. It was perfect.
And it was directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I thought Coogler couldn't be topped.
I
watched Coogler like a million times. And I bought
great.
National.
I thought the thing with Shirley and the detective was really funny.
That was great.
Yeah, at the end of episode 1.
They can't stop making fun of NBC, which is great.
The crazy thing is that NBC is promoting the show. Like, they promote it, so...
They promote Community?
Yeah, like on Hulu, and they're like, and then like on the NBC side, like watch season 6.
Isn't it weird that Undateable season 2 came out the same week?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's why did that come back and not Community? It's weird seeing anything come back on NBC.
Because Undateable appeals to a more general audience, I guess.
Does it? I don't think anybody watched it except me.
I think
I watched it on one of the stars' beds. Yeah, it was great. I guess you're gonna miss tonight then if you have to wake up early because it's a weird time. It comes on Mondays at midnight. It's like an Adult Swim show.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna wake up early and watch it in the morning because that's easier than staying up till midnight than sleeping 3 hours then having to go to work.
I'm gonna have to blow up that phone full of spoilers.
I'll be asleep, so.
Yeah, but it'll be the first thing you look at. It'll be like, there's an emergency, Brendo's dead, and you open the text, and it'll be like, I can't believe they ripped off Jumanji. All I have to do is text Jumanji episode, and you'll be like, oh my god. Yeah, Community's great, and it's back. And season 5, I was like, they did the will reading episode. And it has the best line in Community ever, where Annie's like, I told you about my holding hands at Disneyland fantasy. And I felt like I was the critic in Ratatouille, where I just went back to my childhood, and I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, it has to be the best episode of Community they've ever done. And then the lava episode happens. And then I think before that was the Fincher episode. It's crazy. I loved, and I still love, not having any idea what's coming until it happens. Like, they don't promote, oh, we're going to do a Fargo episode, or, you know, it's just as you get it.
Yeah.
It's great, and I'm sure it'll be chronicled on Shut Up Leonard.
It will indeed.
I've been noticing a lot more Shut Up Leonards. I didn't even realize that was a thing. And I thought they must have given it up because I don't remember it. They kept going. And still to this day, the worst thing on Community is Hickey bullying Leonard is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I could not take it. I'm going, this is all I have.
Yeah. Just taking the earring out with a fork.
Let's get into some controversial news.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
No.
The
Scared.
I'm ready.
the DC month of June, all DC Comics are going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Joker, and they're going to have Jokerized covers. I feel like they've
Oh,
done
that
this
whole
10 times.
Batgirl thing? What's the deal with that?
Yeah,
Explain
and
it
the
to me like
Batgirl cover is of the Joker in the Alan Moore tourist outfit
Oh,
with
from
his
Killing Joke?
with his gun. He's like he's like has her arm he has the arm around Batgirl who is crying, and he is smearing a maybe with blood like a red smile on her face, and like there's tears in her eyes. And
Ugh.
it's really, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was disturbing.
Um and another
Just
one,
describing it again was like, oh, it's kind of funny.
I know, and people are like,
Wasn't there like
well,
a history there? Wasn't there?
well,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
referencing the Killing Joke, but a lot of people, and I never picked up on this, assumed that the Joker raped Batgirl.
I'm
Do you
not
know that?
following that line of.
I mean, I don't know. I never picked up on it. I guess you could say that that was true. If that was true, don't you think if Joker was raping people, don't you think? I guess the thing is that a lot of people say that Batman does kill the Joker at the end of that comic.
Yeah, some people do.
I don't know. That makes the
I don't-
Joker not fun. It turns him into like a pie throwing
Well,
goofball into like a weird rapist.
I mean, I don't know. He's a very multi-dimensional character, and he has those really dark sides to him. Look at Dark Knight Returns. I mean, he's got those kids in the funhouse and shit, and
That's true. I
like,
think killing kids is a line that I don't care if anybody
I mean,
crosses.
yeah, like, there's times where, that's the thing. Joker has no lines. Like, that's one
Mhm.
of the. So, I don't know. Do you think what kind? If
Or
he doesn't
Joker
have,
might have
is his
some
line?
word lines. So now will be Brendo's interpretation of this controversy as sung to the tune of blurred lines. Go ahead, Brendo.
I'm not gonna do that because I
Come
don't.
on, come
How
on.
does that song go? They're dads.
Joker has no lines.
He
He's a baby
didn't do
rape.
it. He didn't rape her. But maybe Alan Moore thinks so. That's kind of fucked up. He's
Golden
got
as always.
those
Um,
face smile lines. I don't know.
I love when you don't want to do it and then when we can't stop you. You just keep
Well, I
going.
was just trying to figure out. I haven't heard that song in a while.
That's good. That's good. But beside all of that, apparently the Batgirl comic these days is very girl power, positive, young
Yeah.
teenage hero thing. So that cover is very jarring for the tone that the comic book has right now.
Hmm.
And then somebody, I guess to make a point, drew their own cover to say, well, what if this was a Joker around a man? A man, would it be as disturbing? And somebody drew Doomsday around Superman. Did you see this?
No.
Because I gotta show you this. It's even worse, actually, than the Batman Joker one. It has Doomsday smearing a smile on Superman, who's crying and like afraid, and it is way more disturbing than the Batman Joker one. Um, Let me go get it. You guys tell me, what do you think, Benson, of all this? You get Girl Comics to impress the staff of your comic book establishment. What's the word?
I'm looking at I got the Superman cover now.
Go
Yeah,
ahead and put it in the chat if you can.
I can't. I can't get the chat on my tablet.
Okay, I'll do it then. Go ahead.
Just on my phone. I don't know. Honestly, it's weird. I'm not reading Batman currently, or Batgirl currently, so I don't have a great sense. I read the first issue when they changed it over, didn't like it, so I don't have a great sense of kind of what the tone of the book is. Versus, the cover is fitting the tone of the Joker is a scary, fucked up dude. I think that kind of fits. It's a variant, right? It's not like the main cover.
This is such a comic book geek way of of getting into the argument. You're like, well, it's a variant. What do you people
Well, I mean,
want?
the book, like it's not. If you read the book, you don't have to buy this cover.
It won't be at the
Is
CVS, I guess. You know,
uh,
it won't be at the supermarket checkout.
yeah. I don't know. It's
And
not as bad as the. I don't find it as objectionable as when the Spider Woman cover controversy happened.
what was that? Oh, the butt.
Yeah.
You find that worse?
In a weird way, because it's. Honestly, I think both. I think both were fine. People can buy what they want to buy. It's ultimately their choice. But I mean, the point of this cover is that the Joker is a fucking scary, messed up dude who, as Brendo says, has no line. I think that's
Hmm.
kind of fitting in tone with that. Whereas Spider Woman is the point of the character is not look at her butt.
Very well, I guess. I don't know. Being creeped out instead of being tantalized is worse to me. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I mean, you're gonna show me a butt, I'm not gonna look away. If you're gonna show me some crying Batgirl, that's worse to me.
I mean, I think the point is
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's for the 75th anniversary of the Joker, so this cover is kind of about the Joker. If they're like, here, we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of Batgirl, and it was that picture, I would think that would be a lot weirder.
Do you think they'll reverse it when it's
They
the
already
50th
told it.
anniversary of Batgirl?
Oh, where
If
she's got a
anybody,
gun over his shoulder.
yeah, and he's crying. That should
Yeah.
be funny.
Yeah.
These websites, man, they have all these fucking blinking ads slowing me down. I'll
You
find
just
it.
do a Google
I really
image
want to
search
see
for.
this thing.
If you do a Google
It's
image
okay,
search for
you don't have
Batgirl,
to.
Joker, Superman, Doomsday, that's how I found it.
Okay,
was
I
the
got
first
it.
image that came up.
I'm getting the link. Okay, I got it here. I'll grab it for Brendo. And here we go. Just click on that there, Brendo. Give us your reaction.
Okay. Ah.
What do you see?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's Superman. So it's
Seeing
not.
Superman crying and in danger and afraid is really, really jarring and
I
disturbing to me.
guess it's just disturbing.
He's supposed to be the guy that beats everything. And
Yeah.
even if he didn't have powers, he isn't scared.
Well.
This is implying that Doomsday raped Superman, and if that happened, I'd probably stop reading comics.
I don't know, man. I don't read those books, and I don't.
You
I
sound
just
Broke Brendo.
people freak out about things, and I don't want to get caught in the freak out. So
well, maybe you'll side with this. That the creator of Super Soaker today, he got awarded $73 million in royalties.
oh yeah,
And
because
Hasbro
didn't he
was
somehow got screwed out of? Yeah, I think I remember
yeah.
reading
If
about
you
that.
notice, I was around for the heyday of the Super Soaker, and it's spring, and
Mhm.
it's hot in California. We're in a drought, so the Super Soakers are gonna come out. And I was maybe 5 or 6 when I got the first Super Soaker. I think we've talked about it. The
Yeah.
Super Soaker 50, the yellow one. The
Yeah, I
base
had
model.
we had that one.
An amazing invention. I don't know how anybody dealt with those lame water
Those
pistols
shitty
before.
plastic ones. You pulled that little pin thing out, and you're just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, kids were running around parks with extra water tanks on their belts and on their backs, and at one point the Super Soaker had 3 water reservoirs and 3 not. I mean, it
Well, there
was
was the
nuts.
backpack one. Like things got pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I don't. I feel that a Super Soaker does exist now as a product of Nerf,
Mhm.
which I guess Hasbro owns. Does Hasbro have one toy company? Did they ever let any toy company be their own thing, or do they buy every board game company, and they bought Toy
I
Biz
think they
and
bought just about everything but Mattel. Mattel's its own thing.
damn. But Super Soaker is
Yeah.
very low key in the toy stores these days, I think. I don't think kids like the high quality streaming porn of their phone. They don't care about getting their friends wet. They care about getting themselves wet.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I imagine that the royalties of Super Soaker over the last couple of years didn't amount to much.
But in the
Why would they
heyday, I
try to
mean, come on.
Why would they try to kill the brand? I mean, what more could you do? I mean, how many more water reservoirs could you hook up to that thing? But we're in 3 generations from then. Like,
Yeah,
you could just put out the regular ones, and people would love it.
I'd probably
Maybe they're
buy
more
one.
water conscious.
I don't know. I think there are several factors. I think toy guns aren't the market for toy guns isn't what it was.
Yeah.
I think our kids are too busy to have water fights. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
You think they had to recall a bunch because kids were like peeing in the tanks and just pressurized piss coming at your
that was
toe?
like my greatest fear of when we were like in the neighborhood. We were like running our neighborhood. I was always scared of like, because I remember in The Boy Who Could Fly, the movie, Fred Savage fills up his squirt guns with pee and starts squirting the bullies. But I was always like, what if a bully does that?
What if the bully discovers pee technology?
So in a movie called A Boy Who Could Fly, they focused time on Fred Savage
Fred
squirting
Savage
piss
was
at
the
other
little
people?
brother of the girl that was in love with the boy who could fly.
Oh, okay. Wow. Why do you even need other characters if there's a boy that flies in it?
Yeah,
Seems
because
like
the
they're
boy who
burying the
could
lead
fly
there.
doesn't talk, and there's not a lot of humor in that. So like the Fred Savage little brother character was the kind of
Does he fly a lot or not until the end, like Neo?
oh, he flies quite a bit, but it's a weird movie.
Um,
How was he able to fly? Was he just naturally
He
gifted?
was naturally gifted with the ability of flight.
do they have weird mutant wings?
No, he did not.
Speaking of weird mutant wings, Jennifer Lawrence today said that the next X-Men movie will be her last. What
Yeah,
is
I
her
was reading
fucking
that.
problem? What's her problem?
Maybe that makeup is a pain in the ass. I don't know. It's gotta
I
be
know they
right.
figured out a way last time. They only had it in a limited time. Like,
Yeah, I
but she
remember. In the article I read, it said it took 8 hours to put on the makeup in first class and only 3 hours in why is my mind going blank here? Days of Future Past.
yeah, it'd probably be an
Maybe
hour
she
and a
just
half.
doesn't want to be tied into another franchise. I don't
But
know.
that's the good franchise. The
I
Hunger Games is
agree,
boring
but
and
hey,
dumb. And you can take a back seat and earn some money, and you don't have to be the star.
I don't think she's hurting for cash these
I
days.
don't think she has a good nose for product because I never like her in movies.
I like her and stuff.
I think
I
she
didn't
should be
even
in
like that
comedy.
David Russell movie, and then she was the best part of it.
That's true. She should be in
Uh,
comedies. She's really funny. I don't know why she has to
Maybe
do
she
these
wants to
snooty
be serious
dramas.
because that's who cares? Who knows? Who
Were you,
knows?
were you getting mad just then?
No,
Okay.
I'm
I'm
just
always on the
like
lookout for it now.
I just think it's weird when you feel like you know what actresses need to do.
Well, she doesn't do anything that's comedic, and she's really funny. She was
Well,
going to be
she's
in
just
the Dumb and Dumber sequel, and she like pulled out of it. They filmed
yeah.
it, and they made her take. She made them take it out.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
Maybe she's
agents.
just maybe she's got I don't know. Who knows? We don't know the story there.
Well,
What was I?
the Mystique character is going to be open next time, and I know a red-haired wonder that could take the place. Would you be in an X-Men movie if you had to do 8 hours of makeup every day?
Fuck yeah! Oh, dude, come on.
Seriously though, think about you. Would you day
I'd be
20,
fine. I'd be
day
fine.
20 of it?
I'd be fine.
I don't know if I'd do that.
Just
You would be
hook up my
making me.
vaporizer and then like have like
I don't know if you could do that.
some handsome PA feeding me drinks through a straw and sit
Wow,
there.
Hollywood Brendo has already figured out his moves.
And you get paid for the time while you're on the makeup chair, so you're just getting paid to sit there.
They
I
pay
don't
by
think
the
it's hourly. Yeah, I think that if you
Well,
get a
that's part of
salary,
your pay. Like but you get extra pay.
do you?
It's part of the union. Excellent.
Is that
That's
like
got to be
hazard pay?
something
Like
in
you
this.
got
Yeah, That's a
Makeup
SAG
day?
thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that's in SAG stuff. You get extra for that kind of shit.
Well,
We
she'll
need
be
like
missed.
a Hollywood consultant. Like we need like Jeremy Graham or somebody. Man
To
on
be
the
our
inside.
makeup consultant. We have Andrew Lindy.
Yeah.
He hosts a podcast about movies. But he
Hey,
does need
speaking of
at least 2 sentences
podcast
to
things,
review Chappie.
I hung out with Gates last weekend.
Oh yeah?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's
He
he up to?
wishes everybody a good,
Christmas?
yeah, everything. He's living his life. He's doing good. We climbed a mountain and then we had big boy breakfast buffet.
It seems
It was
like a
great.
Mad Libs.
So those are the things that we did.
Big Boy has a buffet.
Yeah, we went into Big Boy and there was a breakfast buffet and it was only $10 and they had everything on their menu. So I was like, shit, yeah, and it was great.
I'm not a fan of their pie.
Yeah, their pie's not the best, but I like all their variety of their menu and they've got like this. They got some good stuff.
The first time I had chili with spaghetti was there, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
That's the Cincinnati chili.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that. In fact, I
Yeah,
don't.
I like it. I
I
love
don't like
it.
Cincinnati chili.
Mmm, delicious. Oh, you know what else is going on? Speaking of that was like my Pee-wee. They finished the first week of filming the new Pee-wee movie. You go on Pee-wee's website, he's got pictures. It's amazing. I'm freaking out.
Yeah, they're really far along.
Like it went from like this movie might or might not be happening to this movie's happening, and then like a month later, Pee-wee's like, oh yeah, we started filming. Here's pictures. Like it's
He
amazing.
said there's no recurring characters from the other movies or shows, so it's just
Yeah,
another adventure.
it's another adventure, but I'm more prepared for that this time.
It's
So
he's like the Muppets. Every time he shows up, it's a new continuity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So lots
Everybody's really
been
hoping that somehow they'll reference that there are tiny people in the world, like little inch-high people, like from Big Top Pee-wee, or that he hangs out with a talking pig that has his own voice.
or that he's like a genius agricultural dude and can like solve world hunger with his giant tomatoes. That's like
Um,
I and also today they announced that the Russo brothers. Well, I don't think it's
whoa,
announced.
easy. I've
Is
got
this
a
like an
schedule.
official? Is this official or is this just rumors?
I've got a schedule to keep here. I've
Oh, I'm
mentioned that we'll
sorry.
talk about
Sorry.
that.
Sorry to stamp on your toes there.
We we should do a thing called the Brendo stream, where it just all comes out at the same time. Um, yeah, I'm excited for Pee-wee. I'm excited for a new characters, whatever the hell those might be, and I'm excited for on his website. He's alerting because Paul Rubens collects a lot of weird kitsch things.
Yeah.
He's talking about on eBay right now is an animatronic
Oh, the Clarabelle.
cow that
Yeah.
used to go into supermarkets to tell people about their dairy products.
Yeah, it
Like
looks
that's
pretty.
on sale somewhere.
Did you see the link that I posted to Paul Dini's Cyber Garage sale?
Yeah, that's happening. There's a lot of stuff on there.
There's got some cool watches. I was looking at some of those watches. They look cool.
Yeah, not cheap, but a lot of cool things that were
Yeah.
in at least his storage space. If
Yeah.
that
He
sparks
said
your
he
fancy.
said in an interview that he doesn't want to pay his storage fee anymore, so it's all stuff from the storage space.
And you can see his weird phases,
Yeah.
there'll be like collections of McDonald's toys of a Disney re-release and stuff like that. I don't know. It's cool. It's like a timeline.
It also makes
Better
it
than Free Rock.
it made me think that he must get sent every single Harley Quinn licensed product.
I'm not sure
Like-
that's the truth, but he definitely goes and seeks it out.
Well, as the creator, isn't he like maybe that's part of his entitled thing that he gets sent?
Well, we remember the Comic-Con story
No.
where he tried to get the
Oh yeah, he tried to get the
Pocket Gotham City Sirens things at I think the 2012 Comic-Con,
yeah.
and they wouldn't sell it to him because he had an exhibitor badge, and they don't sell to like right? Is that the rule?
Yeah.
You don't sell
yeah.
to exhibitors, and he's like, I fucking created one of those characters, and this line is based off of a series of comics that I wrote, and He had to get somebody else to buy them for
Oh
him.
my god. Well, he must, because he had like a Harley Quinn like blanket and some other like really random Harley Quinn stuff. There was like a Harley Quinn like it was like obviously something that was like out of like a dollar store where it was like a batarang, like you threw batarangs. It was like a Target set. It was just some weird stuff.
When I went to his physical garage sale at one point
Yeah.
when he was writing for DC in 2009, 2010, he got comps. So there was long boxes of basically everything DC released in like those years. And yard sale people get up really early in the morning, and
Oh
apparently
yeah.
they were waiting outside their house before the yard sale even started. So a lot of the good stuff got picked clean beforehand. But
Yeah,
there's
they
like a lot of
done by
cells.
like 8 a.m. It's over.
There's a lot of cells and costumes, and I got a Happy Meal box unfolded, so in its raw
Nice.
form, in its flat form of Tiny Toon Adventures. And I bought it, and I said, if you sign this, I'll buy it. And he's like, okay. And then he's looking at the art. He's like, yeah, I think they got one of the boys to do the art on this box. And I was just like, oh.
It's pretty neat.
Um,
And then I got to
yeah,
watch you freak out in front of him at Comic Con.
yeah. I regret doing that. I don't think I'm gonna open up to anybody ever again, especially if somebody's watching. And you'd think Brenda would have some fucking mercy, having been drop
Hey,
kicked by
you told
people.
that story on your own. I would, if you had said, "Let's keep this in confidence," I would have.
Well, that's nice to know. But yeah,
But it is funny because you always
I
give me
have
a
to
hard
learn to
time for
not do.
spazzing out in front of celebrities.
Yeah,
And
I have to learn. But it wasn't that bad. He just was clearly annoyed. um. So yeah, let's talk about what were we talking about before? We were talking. You got into Pee-wee, but before even before that, we're talking about DC covers. Anyway, that's the controversy, and it's weird that DC has to feels the need to be like edgy when they have the least edgy characters around. They don't have to be that way. They can be big and bright and fun, like Marvel. They have to be angsty. Patton Oswalt said it himself. Only Batman can be angsty. Doesn't work
it's
if they're
true.
all a bunch of mopes.
It's true because then it takes away from Batman, and you don't take away from Batman.
Right. There's that. Remember that Alex Ross dish? That remember collector's plates? Do people feel embarrassed for ever having gotten
Well,
collector's
Paul Dini
plates?
was selling a bunch of his, so maybe.
What was the point of collector's plates? Like you couldn't
I
eat
don't know.
off
I
of them.
feel like everybody thought they were going to be worth something, but none of them are.
You know what was the big
And
ones? And I think it was like a big white trash thing to get because they thought that was like classy and elegant.
like
Big
people,
ones
my
were
grandma had them like hanging up. I remember my grandma
of
had like
what?
collector's plates. She had like ones for like all the states. She had some
Those
other
are
ones.
lame.
I don't know. They were just really lame. Like,
The big ones I remember were Star Trek
oh yeah,
plates
those Star Trek plates. People are crazy
and
about those.
NASCAR plates.
Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing the commercials for the NASCAR plates.
I miss commercials that sold because now I have money and I have my own phone and I could get whatever I want. Like I could get that 9/11 coin if I really wanted.
You'd be the guy ordering the itchy and scratchy cell.
Yeah. I'm glad that I wasn't around during the cell craze because that was a market that really crashed and a
Oh
lot of them
yeah,
were replications
yeah.
and
Most
they were
of them
just
were
too
not even real.
expensive. Yeah, and not good.
Yeah,
Apparently a lot of the Simpsons cells from the original like first couple seasons where a lot of people just stole them
yeah.
or a lot of people were just giving them away and they're like priceless.
Which
Yeah.
is crazy because like how many? Because it's what, 15 frames per second
hmm
or something like that. So there's like so many cells.
What was I talking about? I was talking about collectors things. Going
Yeah,
on to the plates.
talking about plates. I'm sorry, we're going all over the place. Pulling a Brendo here.
Um,
Well, DC led you to that.
Yeah.
DC trying to be.
I don't know what I was talking about with the plates. Anyway, let's talk about Avengers because there's a lot of Avengers news and talk. Let's go chronologically. I know Brendo likes to jump the gun. But last week they released a minute-long TV spot that was better than any of the trailers. Maybe the best Marvel trailer ever.
I haven't seen this.
It was great, but it was good. And I have my tickets for the double feature. I'm not going to see the first one. I'm just going to walk in to the second
Oh yeah,
movie.
we didn't get to talk about this last
Let's
time.
talk, but yes, Benson has signed up for the 26, 27, 28.
I just thought about this, and I know people have joked about that.
He signed up for the long-ass Marvel marathon.
Think about what that theater is going to smell like.
All Phase 1 movies and all Phase 2 movies.
Derek, do you remember when we went and saw The Dark Knight Rises? When, like, the inside of the IMAX theater, the smell in that room where people had been, like, they had camped out. That's what that theater is good. That whole theater is going to smell like that. And I don't know if I could have dealt with that.
Have you ever done anything like that? What did the first Marvel marathon smell like?
Well, that was only 12 hours, and it was getting kind of ripe in there. So this is like double that plus a little bit.
I know people that went to or worked the Lord of the Rings marathon when Return of the King came out, and I think they played the 2 extended editions beforehand, and they said that the smell by the end of the second movie was enough to quit over. And these are, I've been to gaming stores where I wouldn't walk into the table area because it reeked. It absolutely reeked. And that wasn't the result of one person, not even 2 or 3 people, but many people deciding
here's the thing. You know there's going to be some cats that are going to, because they want to get prime spots for that marathon, they're probably going to like get there super early. So
Right.
they're already going to, and some of these people probably aren't going to shower beforehand. So that's going to be a lot of juices stewing.
And a lot of beards.
And I don't like to make fun of this because I feel like it's an aspect of our culture that's constantly pointed at. But like this is reality here. I mean, like you put a bunch of any people in a room for 27 hours, it's gonna stink. And you add on these and some of these, the type of person that's gonna go to something like this, I think it's an added factor. I almost went, by the way.
Well, at first you're like, I'm not going to do that, and you had a lot of good points.
I did button Omicron, and I wanted to die.
And then you immediately recanted for some reason.
I don't know. I had this dream. I don't know. I was like, excited. I had a dream that we did it, and it was awesome. And so I woke up, and I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. But it was like, this was when I was doing night school, so I didn't wake up till like 11 o'clock. And so by the time I got up and I was like, I'm going to do it, and I've told Benson I'm going to do it, and they were sold out. But then I found out that there was another screening, because then Regal's like, well, we're going to do it too. And I was like, oh, Benson, I can do it. And he's like, oh, I already bought my tickets for Anaheim, so that's the one that we're doing. And I'm just like, maybe this is for the best. I don't know.
You should do that alone. How many people would die in that theater with nobody to calm them down? After Iron Man 3. And
I wouldn't be able to do that by myself. I did a marathon by myself, but there was lots of people.
That died only sustaining a bunch of crunch and like suicide from the Coke freestyle, the freestyle suicide.
Yeah.
A suicide too intense that you've never experienced.
All syrup suicide.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So Benson, what do you plan to? What are your feelings on this?
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna definitely shower in deodorant before I go. I'm also gonna bring deodorant. I'm gonna bring toothpaste. I think I'm gonna bring a change of clothes that I can just change in the stall the next day just to feel fresh.
Oh my God.
I think that's a good call. That's a good call.
Imagine the changeover in that poor bathroom with somebody that just wants to fucking watch Home, that DreamWorks movie with their family, and they see Benson changing in the bathroom.
And you've got a good teammate.
like at 7 in the morning. I don't know who's going in there just to watch on with their family at 7 in the morning.
Because you're
All
doing
right.
this because you're going to be joined by our friend Nick Murphy.
Yeah,
Who
Nick
that
Murphy will
dude,
be there.
he's done these kind of things. He does these kind of things, and he's a strong guy. He's got a lot of energy, so
Yeah,
you can
it's
keep
true.
each other pumped up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be fun, I'm sure.
I
What
just
if
feel
you're
like by the
exhausted
time
and you
the Avengers
yeah?
comes
What if you're
on,
exhausted and
you're gonna be
stay awake?
hallucinating.
Well, I mean, maybe that'll enhance the experience
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
if
I
I'm
stayed up.
hallucinating, I think I'm gonna have Marvel themed hallucinations because
Oh
that's
yeah.
all my brain has been taking in for the last 24 hours,
So
or 25 to be honest. To
I
be
was just
specific.
remembering because I did Banamathon, and I think The Passion was the last movie, and it came on at like hour 24.
Yeah.
And I was it was a mess. I kind of freaked out watching that movie just because it was already like
Imagine
a
like
crazy
Mel,
movie,
Mel
and
Gibson whipping Brenda, and you're like, no,
I just
I don't
remember
know what
looking
to
over
do.
at Paul Dini and being like, "This is crazy," and Paul Dini's like, "This is crazy."
Poor
It was
Paul
cool.
Dini.
Yeah.
Brenda freaking out next to him. Sad Avengers news is that the big rumor is that the Russos will probably take over
I thought it was
Avengers 3.
I thought it was
I'm
confirmed.
fine with that.
Because it had been rumored before.
But I want Joss Whedon to do it.
If Joss Whedon doesn't want to do it,
I know.
let it
I was,
go.
I was hoping that because they didn't ask him to do 2 until way after 1 was like a big hit, and that kind of was the momentum to get him to do it. I was hoping that that would be the final push, that everybody would love the second one and they would want him to come back.
Well, I
I
mean,
just watched Speed, which is apparently, according to the credited writer, 98% Joss Whedon,
yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
and it was fucking fantastic in a theater. With that in mind, having been versed in Whedon after all this Buffy and Angel watching, it was
Mhm.
great. I just want him to do everything.
Well,
Remember
I'm
when
sure that his next project, he always goes off and does cool shit. So, I mean,
he has a knack for kind of leaving things too before they complete.
yeah.
Like he kind of left Buffy to do Angel and Angel to do Firefly, and he left the Astonishing X-Men when Civil War was starting because he was getting annoyed at the continuity.
Hmm.
Just want him to have his. I hope he still writes for Marvel at least.
I think he will. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's how could you completely break away from all that awesomeness?
I don't know. He's been at it for the last 5 years or
Yeah, I
so.
think he just needs a little bit of a break, and he might come
Well,
back
that's
around.
when
I
they're
mean,
ramping it up the
circled
most.
back
We'll see.
around and
Hopefully, they'll
was
have a
there when
support.
Buffy ended, and he came back around and helped wrap up. I mean, like he comes back around. He'll come back.
Hopefully, they'll have a nice support team and good directors and stuff for the other movies.
Marvel hasn't let me down yet on that, so I have complete trust.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. So it's March. It's March Madness, and everybody's doing their brackets, their NCAA brackets, and I'm like, I don't like sports, but I do like brackets. So AMC recently did an animation movie bracket that I did and had a fun time doing, and I was like, I should come up with a bracket for us to do. Didn't come up with anything, so I decided to steal their animation bracket. And we'll be doing that right now. The deal is that I will give you 2 movies, and you and Ben, I did it. I will be the moderator. You and Benson will moderate over which is the better movie, and they will move on to the next round, and we will see what the. And these are all like classic movies of the last
Yeah.
20 years or so
Okay.
in
Okay.
animation, and so we will see what we agree upon, and maybe we'll talk about what you would have done if it was just you. So I have the bracket in front of me. It has a cartoon face of John Lasseter fighting Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start it right now. Here's our March Madness bracket for our pop culture themed game. All right, first up, Brendo. These are mostly Disney movies.
Hmm.
They have a pedigree. The first up is The Lion King versus Fantasia.
I'm gonna have to go with Lion King because while I appreciate Fantasia, it's pretty boring.
Benson?
I have not seen Fantasia since I was very, very young. At the time, I remember liking Lion King more, and I've seen Lion King recently, and it holds up. So I'm gonna go Lion King.
Lion King has deaths by the end, even though they beat the bad guy. There's
Well,
consequences. They're
it's
still
Hamlet.
made.
It's Hamlet with
Yes.
animals.
Do you know Joss Whedon wrote a song for Lion King too?
I do not.
It was the "Be Prepared" of the movie. Did you know that
I didn't watch Lion King 2.
Disney shipped 15 million copies, anticipating a
Dear
huge.
God.
And do you know that it made more than The Lion King theatrically, but on
Yeah.
video, it made like $500 million. That's
Lion King 2
crazy.
did?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
This is before people were burned with fucking Bambi too and a lot of
See, I
that
just knew
bullshit.
right away, like straight to video, what are they doing? No, thank you.
Okay, next up, Princess Mononoke
Hmm.
versus Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
Oh shit,
Benson?
that's really hard. Princess Mononoke is my favorite Miyazaki movie.
Mm.
Uh,
I
but I
love it,
love,
but it's not my favorite Miyazaki.
but I love Iron Giant. Oh shit.
You're getting this razzled in the first round.
Oh,
This is gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Iron Giant. That's
Iron
tough.
Giant is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So is Mononoke, but Iron Giant's more perfect. I don't know.
Okay, the next one, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs versus the Incredibles.
Hmm.
That one seems easy to me.
There's no Snow White.
You go Snow White?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I go Incredibles.
Nah.
Huh. You're gonna have to hash this out.
I just Snow White. Without Snow White, there's nothing, and it's without Snow
Yeah, but
White,
this
there's
is
no
not
Disney.
about what's the better movie.
All right. If you're gonna go better, I mean, if we're just no historical significance.
No, what would you rather watch
You know
in a
what?
given
You know
movie?
what? That's a good idea, but I went better movie.
All right, better movie. Incredibles. Okay.
Okay. And let's not by the end of this get angry at each other. Let's be
No, it's
civil.
okay. That's like I mean I can do that. People disagree. I'm not gonna get mad at you guys over something like getting mad like that. I mean unless you're like flat out lying to my face, like saying Fear Street didn't sell anything or some bullshit.
All right.
1 million copies says otherwise. Whatever, dude. All right, keep going. Keep
Can't
going.
be wrong. Toy Story versus Bambi.
Fuck.
Brendo likes Bambi, apparently.
Well, I like Bambi, but not that much. Definitely Toy Story.
Okay.
Yeah, Toy Story.
Okay. I never heard of Grave of the Fireflies,
Oh.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
but versus Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh shit.
Let's defer to
I've got
Brendo
it.
on this one if you
Okay.
haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
So just to tell you how amazing Grave of the Fireflies is, Roger Ebert rated it one of the best movies of the '80s. Period.
I've never heard of it.
It's
It's
basically
about the-
it's World
yeah.
War II, and the like bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki from the Japanese point of view, and it's from two little kids, and it's probably. Oh my God, Grave of the Fireflies is right there with like Dancer in the Dark is like the most depressing movie I've ever seen.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. But
You have sole decision on this one. I'll give this one to you.
oh my God, I can't decide. But Nightmare Before Christmas is Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean,
That's true.
oh my God, I love both of these movies, but I'm gonna have to give Nightmare Before Christmas the edge because while I love Grave of the Fireflies, I will never watch it again. Like it's one of those.
Can't wait to see this movie. All
Um,
right. Next one.
Nightmare.
Up versus How to Train Your Dragon.
Up.
Benson?
I mean, I'm in the minority in that I don't really like either of those movies.
Okay.
So I'll give it to Up, seeing as I don't really feel like I have a dog in this fight, and Brendo likes
All right.
Up, so.
Okay. Next one, Finding Nemo versus Akira.
I got a strong leaning on this one.
I'm leaning to Akira.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Akira wins that one.
I'm not a huge Finding Nemo fan.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
same here. Kira's great though.
Get a little
Akira is
fin, you
great.
guys. Come on. Anyway, Aladdin versus Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Oh, that's a tough call.
It's a little bit of Aardman showing up to play.
Yeah, I haven't seen either since like they came out.
Oh, I just recently watched both.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to say, just for standing the test of time, and Aladdin edges it out. Like it has to. It's probably my favorite of the Disney movies. So
Mine too. Do you agree with that, Benson?
well, I mean, it was so long ago that I saw it, I couldn't really say any details, but I remember loving Aladdin. I don't remember anything about what was actually in it, but I do remember the feeling it evoked, which was positive. So yeah,
The biggest thing I remember about Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit is Paul McCartney tapping me on the shoulder, me turning around, and him asking, "Do you know what theater's Wallace and Gromit?" I'm like, "Ah,
are you serious right
yeah."
now? Oh, I would have shit myself.
And a lot of assholes like Rando Amoeba to like buy the White Album and like
Okay,
have him sign it, but
that's
we
a
love
horrible. Let Sir Paul enjoy his movie.
calling him Sir Paul as you're grabbing him and like running out the exit to like,
I
trying to
would
save him
not
like a
do that.
bodyguard.
I would
No,
not.
like you're like the bodyguard.
I would do that.
Come with me, Sir Paul. You want to live?
Hey, I helped Jason Lee get out of the ArcLight. That was fun.
Just as a random fan.
Well, he was like, I was standing around, like talking. I forgot. think I was talking to Suplee about just Ethan Suplee, and Jason Lee was getting mobbed. So Ethan Suplee was like, "Hey, can you help out with this?" And like, I got the help.
When was that?
Get Jason Lee out of the theater because people were
Which
hounding
theater?
him. It was at the Mallrats 10th anniversary.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, next one: Toy Story 3 versus Wreck-It Ralph.
Whoa. Toy Story 3, sorry.
Yeah, I
love
love
Wreck-It Ralph, but
Wreck-It Ralph, but it's
I
definitely
mean,
Toy Story 3.
the scene in the furnace is one of the greatest scenes on film.
I'll give you this bit of insight. I went with Wreck-It Ralph because of the consistently, like that's great. A lot of it is, I love both movies. But a lot of it is daycare stuff. But Wreck-It Ralph had like this may be my favorite joke of all time, the Oreo joke of the Oreos guarding the castle and saying Oreo. That was, I mean, it was full of it. That movie was full
I
of that.
loved Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, I have a Wreck-It Ralph poster.
Right.
I mean, I don't
But
know.
that's a good choice. Toy
I
Story
have a
3
Wreck-It
is
Ralph poster right next to me. But
Michael
I
Keaton.
just Toy Story 3, that scene.
Right.
I was hungover as fuck when I saw Toy Story 3.
That was your 30th birthday.
It was my 30th birthday, and I was like near death, but I still I woke up out of my stupor during that scene and like cried, and yeah, it was I loved that
I
movie.
was one of my first days guarding the Smod Castle before it became Smod Castle. I went
Oh
to
yeah,
a midnight of that, and I remember walking around hearing people talk about the movie after it came out, and I've never been so fascinated by other people's conversations. But Wreck-It Ralph still won for me. Okay, this one's gonna be hard. So clench up.
hmm
Spirited Away versus Pinocchio.
Oh my God.
This is only the first round.
Oh, and they're I love them both, and for similar reasons. I mean, well, I feel like Spirited Away, Pinocchio inspired parts of Spirited Away at least.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
If I were to put my own influence on this, Pinocchio is still perfect.
they're both
It's great
perfect.
songs. Sly Foxes.
See,
Children get punished.
Spirited Away is my favorite Miyazaki, but Pinocchio's Pinocchio. I mean,
Benson, what do you have to say?
oh, Benson, what are your thoughts on this?
A lot of these classic animation movies I have not seen since I was a kid, and Pinocchio is one of them.
Netflix, it's a lot of that stuff's on Netflix now. You need to.
I know I should rewatch a lot of it, but I have not seen Pinocchio in so long that I'm going Spirited Away just because.
All right, I'm gonna defer to Benson here because it's so close. So I'll let him.
All right,
have the.
Spirited Away wins. Maybe this one would be easier. Howl's Moving Castle versus Frozen.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I haven't seen Frozen.
I saw Frozen and I liked it, but I didn't.
Howl's
I mean, Howl's Moving Castle is
I was
right
ready
up
for a
there.
big surprise of Benson like fighting to the death about Frozen. All right, next one: Pixar versus Pixar. Wall-E versus Monsters Inc.
Oh,
That's a
shit.
toughie.
I'm gonna go with Wally.
Wall-E, I think, is the best movie Pixar's ever made.
I mean, yeah, that's I have to remember that Monsters Inc. is kind of maybe I don't know. I think I might enjoy it more just because I love John Goodman. He's one of my favorite actors. But I mean, if you would ask me without context, what's the best Pixar movie, I would have said Wall-E. So I gotta go Wall-E.
Brendo?
I said Wally already.
Wall-E. All right, he wins. How about this one? This one's classic versus Pixar. Ratatouille versus Dumbo.
I also have a Dumbo poster, but I love Ratatouille. I love Dumbo.
Benson?
I go Ratatouille on this one.
All right, I'll defer to Benson.
All right. Beauty and the Beast versus The Little Mermaid.
Oh shit! Oh my God! I'm gonna go Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, me too. Because I gotta go with Lansbury. Wherever Lansbury is, that's where I'm going.
The weirdest fucking thing you've ever
That's
said.
a fucked up thing. I did not expect that.
I'm
Of all
forgetting
the
which one's
deciding factors.
This one's a little bit easier. Secret of Nim versus The Jungle Book.
I'm gonna
Jungle Book.
defer straight to Brendo because I haven't seen
Secret of
Jungle
Nim
Book
is
since I was
great,
a-
and everybody should watch it. It's on Netflix. But Jungle Book is
Best of the classics.
probably it's the last of the classics. Although I don't know. I mean, Robin Hood for me is classic.
True.
I include Robin Hood. So, but I'm gonna have to go with Jungle Book. Jungle Book's great.
Right.
The songs are perfect. Songs are great.
Last one of round one: Toy Story 2 versus 101 Dalmatians.
Okay, I would have substituted Robin Hood somewhere in here because that's
He's not in this bracket.
that's bullshit. This bracket is bullshit. But I'm gonna go Toy Story 2 all the way.
my
101
favorite.
Dalmatians is probably the least of my favorite.
When I was a child and that was
I prefer
re-released,
Lady and the Tramp over 101 Dalmatians.
when I was a child and that was re-released, they're like, "Do you want to watch Ghost or 101 Dalmatians?" I'm like, "Oh, Ghosts." And I stand by my decision.
Yeah,
So Toy Story 2 won that?
absolutely, yeah.
All right, we're going into round two here.
I don't know
That
how I'm
was
going to decide between the
I
Toy
know.
Stories. That's what's. I'm seeing some upcoming matches here, and I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, here we go. Lion King versus the Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
All right. Incredibles versus Toy Story.
Oh, Incredibles.
Incredibles, yeah.
All right. Nightmare Before Christmas versus Up.
Nightmare.
Before Christmas.
All right. Akira versus Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Akira.
Come on. It's because you haven't seen Aladdin. You watch Aladdin right now. I guarantee you would say Aladdin.
Because I've seen Akira more recently.
Fuck those freaky babies.
I will defer to
right.
because I have not seen Aladdin in a very long time. Whereas
I'm gonna come on,
Aladdin wins that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll concede.
Which one between Spirited Away and Pinocchio?
Spirited Away one.
Spirited Away versus Toy Story 3.
Mm-hmm.
Spirited Away.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's tough.
right.
I mean, it's really tough.
All right.
Really preferring Miyazaki over the best of Pixar.
I mean, yeah,
Or
but
one of the
also,
best
as
of Pixar.
I said earlier, Toy Story 2 is my favorite Toy Story.
Yeah, I prefer Toy Story 2 over 3. This is where it's going to get dicey.
So Spirited Away wins that?
Yeah.
Okay. Howl's Moving Castle versus Wall-E.
Wall-E.
Okay. Ratatouille versus Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Okay. Jungle Book versus Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
No contest.
Wow. All right. That was a lean round 2. And we go right into round 3. Let's see if it'll get a little harder here.
Oh, man.
Iron Giant versus The Incredibles? Two Brad Bird movies.
Yeah.
Giant.
Yeah. Iron Giant.
All right.
It
Nightmare
hurts. It
Before
hurts me to choose, but Iron Giant.
Nightmare Before Christmas versus Aladdin.
I mean, again, using my same logic before, I'm gonna go Nightmare Before Christmas, but
Yeah, I'll go
like you said,
Nightmare. I'll go
Aladdin
Nightmare.
won, right?
Nightmare.
Aladdin won previously, but it looks like
Okay.
we're both on Nightmare side this time.
Okay. I'm getting a little confused now. uh, damn. Spirited Away, right? That one won.
Yeah.
Spirited Away versus Wall-E.
I don't know. Benson, what are you
Didn't
thinking?
What did Spirited Away beat in the round before this? Toy Story 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. My gut's telling me Spirited Away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Wow, Wall-E knocked out. Take that, Pixar. Ratatouille. Right? Did that beat Beauty and the Beast?
Nope.
No,
No,
Beauty and the Beast versus Toy Story 2.
Ooh.
God damn it.
Ooh. Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, final four here. Man, I really should have taken better notes. Incredibles, right?
No. Iron Giant
No?
won.
Oh, Iron Giant versus Aladdin.
Well, I mean,
Iron Giant.
no, Nightmare beat Aladdin.
No, wait. Oh, sorry. Iron Giant versus Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ugh. Iron Giant.
Whoa.
Nightmare
Whoa.
Before Christmas.
Okay. Okay, what are you thinking here? What is your thoughts?
All right, hash it out.
I mean, I go. Which one do I find myself rewatching more? It's
That's
Nightmare
true.
Before Christmas. It's got the
Hello.
songs. It's
Iron Giant's so good.
It is. It's very, very
They
good.
made it into the final four if that's enough for anybody.
But
All right, I'm gonna go with Nightmare. I'm gonna concede to Benson here.
Nightmare Before Christmas wins?
Yeah.
All right, how about Spirited Away versus Toy Story 2?
Now, this should be easier in theory, as I said earlier that Wall-E is the best Pixar film, and it beat Wall-E. But maybe I'm now realizing in the moment that I like Toy Story 2 a little more than Wall-E because this choice feels harder.
Because I think about Spirited Away. I think about all those great scenes and the music.
Yeah.
But then I think about the Jesse subplot.
Yeah.
And that scene. And then also just everything else in Toy Story 2 that's wonderful. And I can't decide. I'm going to go Toy Story 2.
Benson?
But I want to hear Benson.
I'm deadlocked between Brendo choosing Toy Story 2 and between what I'm sure is to infuriate Derek, Kelsey Grammer being in Toy Story 2. I'm gonna
Hey,
go Toy
do
Story
whatever
2.
you need to do, buddy. You don't even know what movie of mine won, so you don't know if it's infuriating me or not.
Yeah, but I'm sure that reason for me putting it over the edge has got to be.
He's good in that movie.
He is. He's great. So I'm gonna go Toy Story 2. It's very hard, but
So Toy Story 2 wins?
yeah.
All right, here we are in the finals. Nightmare Before Christmas versus Toy Story 2. I will tell you that one of these made it into my finals.
I'm going to go...
I'm going Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, before you agree to that, Brenda, I don't even know if this is morally correct, but this movie was the last movie you saw with your dad.
I know. I'm aware. I know,
That's not really
I'm aware of that, but we've already ruled out historical significance.
Okay, that's
Because if we were keeping that in, it would be right there with Snow White, and probably Fantasia would do better. But we're not doing that.
okay.
And
So you're telling me that you've agreed on a winner?
They did have those awesome watches too.
Merchandise does count.
No, I'm sticking with
Yeah,
Toy
it's
Story
true.
2.
I'm gonna add Congo in because it's also watches. All right, Toy Story 2 takes the bracket
Yeah.
as the best animated movie of the classic animated movies of the last 20 years. Congratulations, boys! You did it without killing each other.
Except it wasn't the last 20 years because there was Pinocchio and stuff in there.
Well, yeah, but not all
But
of
no
them.
Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty would go pretty far for me.
I will tell you that Nightmare Before Christmas took the bracket for me,
Hmm.
and it was between that and The Jungle Book.
Wow. You took that Jungle Book.
It went far. But it came. But Nightmare Before Christmas went to the finals, and that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
That's nothing to shake your walking claw tub at. I think Toy Story 2 got knocked out pretty early. Anyway,
I'm sorry if you don't have a heart, Derek.
that was our bracket,
Yeah.
and
That was fun.
That was
I
fun.
like that.
Maybe I'll come up with more brackets, but March is ending very rapidly. I don't know if we should do. I mean, it's just like doing Christmas carols in fucking April. All right, I got an extra special way to end the podcast for
We could
just
have
for
like
you.
April arguing. I don't know. What's that?
If you guys can come up, I'll rack my brain over what another good bracket would be. Maybe we can break the Marchness of it. But I've got Disney Adventures for you guys to end the show.
Ooh, been a
All
while.
right.
It's one I'm pretty sure we've done really early in the Popsicles run.
Have we done all the ones you have at this point?
About
We need
80%.
to find,
Yeah,
we need to
that's
find a
true.
new magazine.
I don't know. This one has a specialness to it. It has an ad for the Tom and Jerry movie that is completely. It's released by Miramax.
The one where they were singing, right? It's the songs one?
It's completely marketed over them talking for the first time.
Yeah, but then they don't just talk, they fucking sing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was miserable.
And I thought it was going to be like as good as how the Itchy and Scratchy movie was in the Simpsons world, and it was
I
not.
thought it would at least maybe be like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate the Jetsons movie.
Oh, it was great.
I liked it. I didn't think it was the greatest, but I liked it.
Maybe love. Maybe love. Had a lot of late '80s. Tiffany was the voice of Judy
Tiffany,
Jetson.
yeah.
They fired the original voice of Judy Jetson, who recorded all the lines when Tiffany said yes. I think that's Mel Blanc's last movie. Voice of Mr. Spacely, and
What
probably
year was that?
1990, but he died in 1989.
So yeah, because he did Roger Rabbit.
I think they had to hire someone else to finish the Spacely lines.
Yeah.
I think, or George Jetson also got really sick during it, and they had to finish his lines too.
I remember reading they had some issues with the voices.
Mm-hmm. Maybe don't wait till 1990 to make your Jetsons movie when everybody's sick and dying. All right, I got a hot or not here. The cover is from August 1993. The cover is Mason Gamble as Dennis the Menace.
I'm pretty sure I had this issue.
With Chippendale in his pocket. I used to think that they would get the celebrity to do a special photo shoot, but no, they just got a still and they insert Disney characters into the background. Jim Carrey did not show up for the shoot with Donald Duck.
Man.
All right.
You're ruining the magic, Derek.
There's a lot of cool. There's a review of Hocus Pocus in here with Thora Birch. Hocus Pocus came out in the summer?
Yeah, it was a summer movie.
There's a review of Coneheads.
I remember you just watched Coneheads. It's great, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, Coneheads is amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You never seen it before?
No.
Early Farley.
Yeah.
Chris Farley
Adam
is playing
Sandler in a
straight.
cameo. He's great. Yeah.
Chris Farley's
Farley
playing straight in that movie, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing.
It was actually, I should thank you, Derek. It was actually a conversation with you on last Popsicles that inspired me to watch Coneheads for the first time. When
There
you
you
talked
go.
about how Dan Aykroyd got the idea for it.
Friendship's blooming.
Yeah.
There's an ad for Meteor Man. The Meteor Man, I should say. I should have you guess. This, I don't know if this game is racist. I should have you guess who is in the Meteor Man poster based off of what big black luminaries were big at the time. Like if you can guess four, I would give you a cash
I
prize.
don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
If you guessed Marla Gibbs, Eddie Griffin, Robert Guillaume, James Earl Jones, Bill Cosby, Another Bad Creation,
ABC,
Big Daddy Kane,
DVD, East Coast Family.
Sinbad, or Luther Vandross, you would have won.
I
Luther
maybe could
Vandross.
have guessed a couple of those.
There's REM in a ad for reading from the
Really?
American Library Association.
That's random.
They're holding a bunch of books. A big spread on X-Men.
I guess they were
Skittles.
pretty huge in '93. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, a color in Nestle Quick Adventure where him and a kid fight a wizard that's hoarding all the chocolate of the
Sounds
world.
amazing. I loved Disney Adventures like so much.
A review
When I was 13, a 13-year-old probably shouldn't have had Disney Adventures. I feel like I was probably too old, but I loved it.
a review of Street Fighter II Special Championship Edition and Batman Returns, this is
for
August.
Sega.
Yeah, Super NES.
Wait, the Special Championship Edition, or you do
Oh,
the?
Sega's Genesis. Yes,
That was Sega.
Super NES. I like that it was a year after the movie came out and they're reviewing the game.
Batman Returns for Super Nintendo is like one of my favorite beat 'em up games of all time. It's
I
awesome.
just read a X Entertainment article about reviewing the 1999 Sears Wish book for Christmas.
Oh man, I love those articles.
And they had discount Batman and Robin figures for like $50. And he's like, that's still too much for them. And then he wrote Sears right then in their complaint box on their website. You charge too much for Batman and Robin figures in 1999. And by the end of the article, he's like, oh, look who wrote back. And then he got like a form letter that's like, we're sorry, we thought the Batman and Robin figures are too much money. Well, hopefully you'll still be a customer in the future. and he was like, apology accepted.
Oh, he's so fun. He's great.
I just read a article he wrote, Best Restaurants from Roseanne. That's the best. He's my soulmate. He reviewed restaurant scene in Roseanne.
He's done 2 articles recently about like comic book ads that were really great. Like one of them that like brought like just wave of nostalgia on me was the comic ad for the Marvel Trading Card Season 2 that had all the like superheroes' hands in it. So it was like the Thing's hand and the.
You should say that his new website is Dinosaur Dracula.
Dinosaur Dracula. I was obsessed with those cards. I feel like everybody was in like '92.
And he's reviewing for StarWars.com now.
Yeah.
And he reviewed his favorite Star Wars figure ever, which is called Jabba Glob, which is in Episode 1 Jabba, where he vomits green ooze and frogs. Have you ever heard of a game called Super Widget?
No.
For Super Nintendo? He's America's favorite alien cartoon hero, and he's transformed the NES. This ad
that was when everybody was trying to create a new Sonic. Like there was like Bubsy and like all those other characters. They were trying to make a new franchise character happen.
Out of this world graphics and gameplay make the Super Widget a must for 1993.
Super Widget? I don't even know.
Ask Phil about that.
I'll ask him.
Have you heard of Land of Illusion?
I think so.
It's a Disney game?
Yes.
They're transported into Fairy Tale Land?
Yes. I remember that.
Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening?
Yeah, I actually just got that. I got the re-release on my 3DS.
Alright. Stick to business here.
It's a great Zelda game. It's a great Zelda game.
Going back to the ins and outs here.
Yeah, let's do the ins and outs. That's always fun.
It is.
They always hate 90210, and I don't understand what's wrong with these damn kids.
I have a feeling that you're going to be disappointed by this one, Brendo.
Oh, no.
The students at Shelby Middle School in Shelby, North Carolina are hitting hard with this month.
They go to the most redneck places. It's going to be all weird shit. Shelby, North Carolina. Sorry to anybody from Shelby, North Carolina, but come on.
Clothes. Cross colors.
Oh yeah, that was briefly
What was
cool.
that?
That was it was like a hip hop type brand.
New Jordans shoes and Daisy Dukes. Out,
Yeah.
neon colors, acid wash anything, and Baja shirts.
That was all stuff from like the very early '90s or the late '80s. So yeah.
Baja shirts have a big place in these ins and outs. People felt very strongly either way.
I think
And what were
AC
those again? They're like
Slater wore all of those things at the same time.
were
So
they were they like ponchos?
yeah, they were like those. Oh yeah, those they were Baja shirts with those ponchos. I remember when everybody was wearing those. Yeah, that was around that time.
Slang, you go girl,
Yeah.
homie, and hitting hard.
So it's mostly stuff from In Living Color.
You ever heard things like you ever use hitting hard?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, out, tubular,
No.
homeboy. They like homie, don't like homeboy.
Mm.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. That is
That's
kind
what
of
Kevin East. That's what Kevin Eastman wrote on my Ninja Turtle that he drew me. Because you know Donatello's favorite line was "Cool beans."
Yeah. Man, at least I got him to put cowabunga. Like I was like, no, he says this.
And I told Lynch, who was writing that Ninja Turtle comic at the time, he's like, "Oh, I got to make Donatello say "Cool beans." But
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're immortalized in comic form now.
yeah,
Congratulations.
my name is in the Bill and Ted's,
Which is
Most
amazing.
Triumphant
So everybody
Return,
should buy it.
written
I
by
have it
our
sitting on my
buddy
shelf. I haven't read it yet.
Brian Lynch. I think Benson's refusing to read it because my
No, I'm really
namesake.
excited. I was just way behind. I didn't know your namesake was in it until right now.
Even though Tim Van Otrieve made a special post in our comics group, you didn't know that?
I didn't see that.
I think you may have even
You
commented
guys
on
have a
it.
comics group?
Maybe I didn't
Uh-oh.
read it. Maybe I just.
I let loose our secret thing.
What is this secret group?
I'm sure Tim will invite you now.
It's okay. I'm
Oh! I didn't realize that's what he was referencing. I remember the post you're talking about now.
Brendo's
Sorry,
got a
this is
bunch of
all
other
weird
comics
inside
groups. He doesn't have time for Tim's.
It's okay.
I wonder if I brought up some drama that will come up later.
No, it's okay. I didn't know about it. I don't really read comics a whole lot.
Okay. Books. Any books by Stephen King or Christopher Pike? Who is Christopher Pike?
Christopher Pike was like a R.L. Stein type. He wrote like young adult horror novels. They were really good. I read a few of them.
Out. Sweet Valley High series. TV. In. Martin.
Yeah, Martin was
Liquid Television.
Yeah.
I just saw a talent show, and one of the stand-ups jokes was just saying the Martin theme song.
Really?
Yep. Out. Melrose Place
Yeah.
and Saturday Night Live.
What? See, when you think about Saturday Night Live in '92, that was like
That's when everybody was
that was amazing.
being hip and saying that it wasn't
But
good.
see, that's proof that people, whatever year it is, people will always say SNL sucks. Like always, forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Music. In. Jodeci.
Yeah.
I know I've made this joke before, but they didn't sing a song called Hey Jodeci, right?
No, that was Gin Blossoms. But that would be really funny. Hey, Jodeci.
What was
But I
their
think it was
hit?
pronounced Jodeci. They were like that was one of the same similar. I don't think they were East Coast family, but it was like the R&B hip hop stuff. I don't remember Jodeci specifically.
Okay, this is how hip these kids are. Out. Metallica and Marky Mark. Still very popular. 20 years
Marky
later.
Mark was kind of on the outs by then, but Metallica was in '92. Metallica was fucking huge.
Not to these
Yeah, but
kids.
they were ahead of the
so,
curve. That's when Metallica started to go bad. These kids were smart.
Why do
They
people
knew it
hate
was
the
coming.
Black Album? Like I don't understand.
I wish that we could have a bit of Brendo at the end of every Popsicles, and that would be today's. That would be the little bit. I don't understand why everybody doesn't like a Black Album. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Let's call that an episode. That was fun.
Yeah,
No
it was
fights,
good, clean
some
fun.
game. A return
Yeah.
to some classic elements. Pretty good for a Monday night.
Yeah,
All right, let's wrap it up.
pretty darn good. Well, make sure you go to popsiclespodcast.com for all the Popsicles stuff. And I'm at Brendoman on Twitter. And you can email us if you want to be one of the cool people whose emails that Derek makes fun of. It's popsiclespodcast@gmail.com, or just go to our Tumblr page, that's popsiclespodcast.com, and click that Ask a Question button, and you can be a pussy and even be anonymous.
Brendo calling you out.
And BenviewNetwork.com, there's tons of cool shows. You'll even be hearing some ads from some of our fellow shows. So listen to them and support those shows. And we're getting ready to. Benson and I are going on our WrestleMania road trip. So there's going to be a lot of cool MVWS content coming in the future.
You plan to document the trip up and.
I want to have Ben. I was going to see if Benson could bring his recorder. Maybe we could record something on the way up or something funny.
I was planning on that, yeah.
Because it's a 5-hour plus drive, so that'd be a good way to kill some time. Yeah. And talk about how excited we are, and then we'll see if we still feel that way on the way home, and we'll see.
Have
what
you
happens.
ever gotten upset over a wrestling argument?
Not upset, but we argue about wrestling. But that's half the point of being into wrestling is arguing about wrestling.
Do you think that soothes it? Like that's your king's speech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we're doing that.
That's
and
this
then
week, and then the week after that.
The week after that is WonderCon. So
where you can meet the Benview clan.
Yes. And I'm super excited. There's going to be a Last Man on Earth panel on Friday, and we're going to be able I don't know if you saw this, Derek, but the Rotten Tomatoes panel is a couple hours after our panel on Saturday, so we're definitely going to have plenty of time to get over there. There isn't anything that I could see that you would want to go to that's interfering with Phil and Phil are going to be doing our Web Comics Advocates panel with our friend Patrick Scullin and Josh Anderson of Extra Damage and other podcasts is going to be our moderator, and that's at 4 p.m. on Saturday in the Marriott Ballroom. And we will be recording.
I've never been to a WonderCon panel that you weren't in the room for, so that's fine.
But I'm excited. WonderCon's going to be great. We're also going to be doing our Benview Mega Cast. So that's
and
exciting.
Maybe we'll fit in a Popsicles if there's time.
I think we could do that. I would like to do that.
Are you staying in Anaheim? I'm
staying at the Iries. It's not immediately nearby because I used Hotwire. I wasn't thinking 100%. So, but it's close.
I remember when you were 2 steps away that first year.
Yeah, that was great. But those are a little bit too out of my price range right now because I am unemployed and.
So a guy that used to wake up at 4 in the morning, you said now you wake up at 11.
Yeah, but now I'm back to waking up at because right now my class is over, so I'm back to I'm studying for my exam now, and that's been hard. So I get there at 7, and I'm there till noon, Monday and Tuesday. Then I'm only there till noon on Wednesdays, and then I'm done for the week. So that's nice.
4-day weekend.
Yeah.
Benson, what's up?
Go to BenviewNetwork.com, check out all the shows there. Benson's Boombox, Shut Up Leonard, talking about season 6 of Community. Still, we're gonna have Derek on soon. I want to figure out what episode we're gonna do that, but we'll work on that. And Benview on Spielberg, which just had its big Jaws episode. So definitely check all those out at BenviewNetwork.com.
Your guys' ad was really entertaining. I liked it.
What was it?
Thank you.
They started saying all the Spielberg movies, and it was overlapping, and it was it was cool.
A lot of fun.
We need to record ours.
We
Sounds
do.
a little lackluster.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Matt Benson. That's Dr.
You do
Matt
Spielberg
Benson.
news like John Williams missing the first Spielberg movie in 30 years?
No. I mean, we don't do a break. We'll when we cover the movie, we'll talk about that. But
so in 3 years, you'll cover that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was that news to you?
Just now?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was probably, you know who it was not news to is Justin Cuson. That's his role on the show. I have my role on the show.
Stay tuned for Derek on Spielberg and why Benview on
I
Spielberg
told
is
somebody
wrong.
that idea of reviewing your show, and Strang immediately was like, "I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll record that right now."
I would listen to that in a
That
heartbeat.
that would be probably a little too harsh. So listen to all those cool things.
And however you feel about my feelings towards Spielberg, is I do absolutely love Jaws and know what I'm talking about there. So maybe even you like that episode.
Maybe. I just love him so much, and I like you, and I don't want to not like you.
Well,
And I'm crazy enough where you saying something what I perceive
Is
as
that where
wrong,
you would flip out? Because I want to see this.
I would flip out.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe some episodes in the future you'll want to avoid, but we haven't got to an episode where I dislike Spielberg yet. So.
All right. I got my Mondo Gremlins poster last week, and I have it framed, and it hasn't gone on the wall yet. But one of the IT guys from work came in and saw it, and he's like, "That's the bad one, right?" And then the other IT guy looked at him, and then looked at me, and I looked at both of them, and I was like, "You need to leave." And he's like, "What?" And he was like coaching the one as he left, and I'm like, and I tweeted that thing you may have seen today. I'm like, I think you're awesome if you like two better than one. It's like a secret club. But if you say you don't like two, I just immediately fucking hate you. And it's not logical. I'm going to admit that is not a human being thing to do. And I don't want to not like Benson. And it would be lame of me to just get all percolated about if he thinks the fucking kick the can episode of the Twilight Zone wasn't good. It isn't. But who knows? He might say something wrong.
Maybe this will help you, Derek. I do like Gremlins 2 better than Gremlins 1.
Well, that's good. I think I knew that, Ben. You would. I would expect that. You know? All right. See? No fights. You can catch me at Derek Armijo. I'm starting to review things on a website called Letterboxd.com.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
Catalog your movies and stuff.
Yeah, some other people are joining. It's really cool. It's like a movie social network. Sign up.
I'm on it, but I never go on it.
You are? Well,
yeah.
I'm putting my Speed 2 reviews up there. It's worth a look, and that's Facebook content that you cannot get. So for exclusive my thoughts on Speed 2, go to the Letterboxd. And I think that's it.
Cool.
All right. Next time you hear us will probably be at WonderCon for our annual WonderCon episode, or you can hear us on the Megacast. What will Matt Benson not say into the mic this year? All right, I'm Derek Armijo.
Brendan Creasy.
Matt Benson.
Keep it cool, sluggers. Slick.
All right. That was good.
All right, I'm stopping. All right, good episode. Nice lean. No fat on that one.
Don't show, guys.
All right.
I gotta take off because I'm gonna go to sleep like right now.
Right. All right. Thanks for coming.
All right.
Thanks.
Later, everybody.
All right.
Benson, I'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Doing it.
So excited. It's Benson's. All right. See you, everybody.